guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Coming to you live from Studio 700 at Revitalize Life Fitness and Life Coaching. Coach Lew will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the body, the energy, and success you deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lew.
Hey guys, Coach Lew here, coming to you to talk about a subject that's pretty cool. It's your morning routine. What a better fit for Monday morning motivation type of trainings is, what is your morning routine and how is it serving you? You know, these are things that for years people carry on and get into a routine. Whether you say I have a morning routine or not, you do technically. And I guarantee you it may or may not be the best thing serving you, and it can be absolutely life-changing if you understand and implement a morning routine. And they're going, oh God, here we go. The coach, this sounds like more work. You know, what are we going to work on today? You know, there's not enough hours in the day as it is. And, you know, we're always working on something and getting up a little earlier to work on a project or staying up a little later. And, you know, in this day and age with technology, it's supposed to be so much easier and this, that, and the other. And I'm always so stressed out and I never have enough time. Well, guess where all that starts? With your morning routine. This is the cool part of what we're going to kick some butt today, and we're going to handle something that may have been 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years in the waiting for you to deal with, and that is your morning routine. You see, I once knew a guy who was in the auction business and was flying back and forth down south a couple times a week down to the Miami area, Lauderdale area, to do an auto auction. So the plane would leave at 7 in the morning, and you may ask, if this guy lived in Orlando, why he wouldn't just drive it. Well, it was a 4-hour drive at the time. Should have been 3, but you know, with traffic would have been a 4-hour drive. Southwest Airlines comes out with this great deal of $44 round trip. $19 away, 44 is the total with the taxes, whatever. It was an amazingly cheap deal. You barely could drive that, and gas and tolls was that much, if not more. So, you know, you get up, and this guy's routine was get up, suck down a cup of coffee, you know, shovel something in his face, rush to the airport, you know, get up at like, you know, 5:45, rush to the airport, get there, get through security, make it on the plane. They'd close the door behind him and he'd go, whew, made it again. Almost like clockwork. Now, yes, this was pre-September 11th, so you were able to get through security a lot smoother and stuff. But, you know, God forbid you forgot to put gas in the car the night before or something, and then you were really freaked out. And it was always this gut-wrenching feeling in the stomach and this, oh, I'm so tired, and oh my God, you know, no wonder you hit the ground, you're running, and the one little snafu in the morning, and the shower doesn't warm quick enough, or the coffee pot doesn't brew fast enough, or something like that, and you're, you know, gonna miss the plane. And it was these years of stressed out, you know, pressure on this guy. If you haven't figured it out, this guy is me. So telling you this story is really from the heart, but the whole deal is it was stressful, it was unproductive, because by the time I would get down there to do the auction, between all that hustle and bustle and that type of morning routine, I was exhausted already. Because of that stress, because then you get to the airport, you'd have to catch a shuttle, get in, grab another bite to eat in the cafeteria, which was junk food, and, you know, get on your lane, and then try to make sure you made the earlier flight back. Otherwise, you had to sit 3 more hours if you had to wait for the later flight, and pay more money to go back. And it was just a continual counterproductive scenario because of the way the morning would start out. So, you know, you think, all right, well, you get up earlier. Is that the key? Partially. You know, if I'd gotten up 15 minutes earlier, I certainly wouldn't have been in such a hurry. And in that time, I did miss the flight one time. And that was, you know, it was costly because of a few minutes. But it's not only about getting up earlier, it's about setting your day up to win. Now we're going to contrast that with, what I do in my morning now. I get up, and depending on, which day it is, whether it's auction days or whether it's days I teach. So let's go with days I teach. I get up at 4:29 in the morning. First few minutes I get up, I get situated, get awake, make sure what's going on, use the restroom, wake up, do what you do, for 4 or 5 minutes. Spend 5 or 10 minutes on prayer and meditation and gratitude to really set the stage for the fact that it's early in the morning, but I'm happy to be up. I'm happy to be up, period. It's another day I get to live. It's amazing when you look at it that way. So I set it up with this grateful that I'm up at 4:29 in the morning, not the oh my God, I gotta do this mentality. But the other thing is, a lot of it can be prepped the night before. I don't really want to be doing the grinding coffee beans and all that in the morning. They should be ground and ready to go. So the coffee beans are ground. The coffee maker's ready. If I'm using the pour over, the coffee's already in there. The filter's in there. There's fresh alkaline water in the tea kettle to heat it up so I can do the pour over. Jen's already made the waffles. They're in the freezer. They're almond flour waffles, so I'm getting a really nutritious breakfast. I've already cut up the mangoes. They're in a glass jar, not in a plastic one. Blueberries are ready to go. The coffee cup is already out there. The brain octane oil is sitting next to it. My turmeric powder blend that I add to the coffee is right there in the bottom of the coffee cup already. And my plate is out. My knife is out. My fork is out. So this is already done. This is something that saves about 10 minutes in the morning and doesn't get hectic because it might still be a little foggy at that hour, so maybe I'm not totally awake. So then we get to the point, okay, I do some oil pulling, which is just take a tablespoon of avocado oil. Yeah, that would probably work. Coconut oil, and just hold it in your mouth. It draws out any impurities. Great for oral health and great for drawing out impurities. So I can do that while I'm walking around doing this other stuff and getting ready. And then I bounce on the rebounder for a couple of minutes. While I'm doing this, I have something positive and motivational going in my AirPods. I'm listening to something that's getting me awake. And sometimes it's just music. Okay, sometimes it's stuff I have recorded for myself. Sometimes it's a Tony Robbins thing. Sometimes it's just music that makes me feel good. And I focus on the day. So then I do, as I'm eating my breakfast, I sit down with the computer, I kick it on, and I do my RPM plan for the day. What is an RPM plan? That's something that I've adopted from Tony Robbins. I learned that from him. It's just planning your day for results. So it takes about 10 minutes. And that sets the tone for the day because I make sure that I know what I'm after for that day. What is most important? What is that true outcome? What are the reasons I want to do that? And what are the steps and stages, which don't always each and every one of them get done, because as opposed to a to-do list, I'm after a result. If I get my result and I didn't scratch off all 10 of the to-dos and I got my result in 5 or 6 of them, I'm done. I don't have to continue going down that to-do list and going, I'm out of time because I've gotten my outcome. Maybe I do all 10. Maybe I do one and it happens. But this way I know what I'm after. So starting your day and knowing what you're after, then I hit the shower. I am definitely a morning and night shower. Hit the shower, and while I'm in the shower, I take a nice warm shower, and I might do a little stretching as long as I'm warm and I've been moving around. And then the last 30 seconds of the shower, and I make sure all the soap is off in case I get to that point where I'm done with this. I turn it on ice cold. Now we've got a well, believe it or not, where we live. We have a well. We have well water. Well, that is ice cold. It's not like the lukewarm Florida water that, when you turn on the cold faucet and it still comes out lukewarm. This is cold for 30 seconds. Number one, totally awakens my senses. Number two, it pushes all the blood and oxygen and nutrients harder into the cells where they need it the most. So it is a really cool concept. A lot of people, who are maybe have a little more financial freedom to spend on stuff like that, have the dive pool thing where you can dive into almost like a cryotherapy in the morning. We're not quite there where we have that, so we'd love to have one of those, but this is certainly a great alternative to having the ability to go in the plunge pool, or if you had like a spring-fed ice-cold lake out back of your house. So I do that, get dressed. By the way, best case scenario, and it doesn't always happen, is my clothes are already set out for the day. Keep it simple. If you don't have an extremely complex wardrobe where you've got to mix, match, decide, and spend a lot of that energy, you get dressed, you go. You're done. On the road, get in early, get set up for class, have a minute to maybe on Monday morning refresh into my head what I'm going to do for the show, for the live show, and get in that mode. When people come through the door, I'm greeting them. I'm not sticking up the station signs and running around like a chicken with my head cut off and going, oh my God, it's 6:01. Let me hurry up. Oh, let me get the time. Boom. That's not productive for a class. Come on in, guys. Got some ideas to share with you. Great. It's 6 a.m. sharp. Let's go. And everybody's on that page of get in, go, and be ready for it. So that's my new morning routine. So what I'm trying to teach you here basically is to create something that works for you. Doesn't have to work for me. You know, there's some tools in there that really help. And I'm going to give you some of the tools. So here's how to create this. Number one, and write this down and create this formula and put it somewhere. Number one is what is your outcome for each morning? It might simply be I want to reduce my stress. I want to make sure I'm more productive today. I want to be in a better mood today. What is your outcome? You can do this daily. You can do it as a general, overall. I suggest you do both. Next is make a plan for how you can prepare, especially that evening before plan. I could get a few things ready. Well, what does that mean? Specifically, have the coffee ready to go. Have my breakfast to be boom, boom, bing, bang, done. Have a routine. Have that time for prayer or reflection or meditation, whatever it is you do, or a combination of all of the above. Design it to energize you, whatever it is. Your morning routine should not take away from you. It should give you energy. It should make you feel energized and ready and excited for the day and reduce your stress levels. I think that's the whole key to it. And then what you need to do, your last step here, is you need to go backwards. You need to go, okay, I need to be, I'll give you mine. I need to be in the gym here about 1:45 because people start coming in a few minutes early. So I need to make sure the station cards are up, the PowerPoints are ready, lights are on, open signs on, I have pants on. Kidding. Gym pants. I usually come in my street clothes and change once I get here. So I always joke about that and say, make sure I have pants on, make sure my socks match, make sure I've got a plan for the day of what am I going to deliver to our campers today. What am I going to deliver if it's Monday and I got to do the show? So I plan backwards. Okay, I got to be here 1:45. Let me give myself 15 minutes to get here. Thank God we moved closer than we used to. So I can be here in 7 or 8 minutes, but there is that thing called the sun rail that once in a while stops us up or hit every red light, or you got a deputy behind you trying to see if you're weaving in and out of the lines at that hour of the morning. So not sure if you just got up or if you haven't gone to bed. So you drive a little slower to come in, whatever the case is. So I give myself 15 minutes. So I got to be out of the house before 5:30. Okay, great. That means I've got to be out of the shower by 5:20 so I can get dressed, grab my bag, pack up my computer. Okay, great. So then that gives me 5 to 5:15 for eating. Back that up for, in the morning, 15 minutes to work on my RPM, 15 minutes to work on the initial getting up, the initial 15 minutes to wake up, have gratitude, have some prayer time, have some just whatever it is, meditate, do whatever it is, something for you. And there's areas in there you could shave by 5 minutes if you oversleep for a minute, or if something has to be done, or the computer doesn't boot up fast enough, or you forget to turn the kettle on to do the pour over coffee, or you forgot to grind beans last night. These things are going to happen. But give yourself a little bit of flex time in there, and if you have a little extra flex time, get in early, get even a little more prepared for your day. You see where this stuff could really, 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 really work on this. And then the other thing is, you create a printed version of this and stick it on your fridge, stick it on your bathroom mirror. Make sure you just create it as habit. If it's in here, you're going to forget stuff, and you're going to get back into that stressy shit and go, oh, here we go, I forgot that. I'm walking out the door, my mouse is still on the table, or oh my God, I forgot to shut off the coffee pot, or oh my God, I forgot to brush my teeth. Or make this a printed version so you just ingrain it each time, and make sure you put on top of it your purpose, your reason, your outcome for doing it, so you know why you're doing this stuff. It's not just to get out of the house. It's to get out of the house, start your day on an amazing note so that you can deliver to everybody around you the best that possible. Now, you might say, well, I don't really deliver to anybody. I'm not a speaker, or I'm not a motivator, or a business coach, or I'm not a boot camp teacher, or I'm not a teacher, or I'm not a manager. I just do this. Well, whatever it is that you think you just do is important to somebody. So if you go into it more prepared, better attitude, you're not going to be just an X, whatever it is, if you keep up that kind of momentum. Follow me on that? Good. All right. So very, very, very important thing I'm going to leave you with today. When my clock goes off at 4:29, my butt sits up, I turn off the clock, which is on my phone now, of course. I stand up, go pee, whatever, might throw some cold water on my face, throw on a robe or some gym shorts, and I go begin my day. I don't tap the snooze for 7 more minutes or 9 more minutes. And being your sleep sciences coach, I'm going to tell you the reason for that is because you will already go right back into another sleep pattern, which is supposed to be a 90-minute cycle. You will feel miserable. You'll start to feel that stress. That extra 5, that extra 7, 9, 11, whatever your stupid snooze button, I think they should all be banned. Whatever that gives you ruins the sleep pattern you've woken up in. So, and sleep coaching is another whole thing, guys. Reach out to me on that. If you are having sleep issues, or you're waking up feeling like you haven't slept, there's a good chance it's sleep cycle related, sleep hygiene related. That's stuff we can work on, and it really can be accomplished. It's not always easy. We just went out and got darker curtains because there was too much light coming in the bedroom. That will disturb your sleep. So I know I'm digressing here a little bit. So you understand where I'm coming from here. There is all different aspects to doing this, but get it printed. Get up when you say you're going to get up. Do your routine, get it down to a routine that's not only doable, but that's not so squeezed that it stresses you out, but also that's enjoyable. Have some fun with it. We all have AirPods, earbuds, headphones, something, you might be like, well, I can't put on some jamming music on the Alexa or on the stereo because everybody else is still asleep when I get up, or I have neighbors. Great. Headphones. If you say, well, I can't afford those fancy headphones and those AirPod thingies, great. Go to Walmart, $5.99. Get yourself a plug-in set. It's doable. But make sure you're filling your mind with stuff that's getting you ready for your day and making you feel great and giving you gratitude. Guys, this is not woo-woo bullshit. This is programming your mind, your heart, your soul to win. I know some people walk around in a haze and, talk about, well, just envision and this, that, and the other. No, this is envision, take action, plan, get it going, appreciate it, realign it when it's off course, and getting stuff done and accomplished, but having fulfillment at the end of it. This is really cool. When you get it all together and you start doing it, and I'm not sitting here in judgment going, oh, I've got this perfectly set, and I do everything exactly right every day, guys. No, that would be the biggest crock of shit in the world. I'm a work in progress, the same as you are. I've just developed some tools and some distinctions that you may not be at that point yet. I'm not going to say that level. It's not about levels. It's about a journey going forward. So you may not have experienced that. You may not have created it. Maybe something today you said, hey, damn, coach has got a good idea there. Why didn't I think of that? Now you know it. Implement it. But that's the whole key. It's all about a journey into you, the ones around you, how you can make your life better, how can you make everybody's life better, creating a world of more understanding, of more motivation, of more ways that instead of looking at somebody that's in a different social class than you and going, dirtbag, lazy this, lazy that, teach them. How would that be? Helping sometimes is not giving somebody $1 or giving somebody, more ways to enable their negative habits or something. Sometimes teaching, sometimes a one sentence. One more quick story for you, and I'm going to sign off for the day because I think we got some tools and some work to do to design our morning routine. Make sure you give yourself some buffer zones where you got that extra 5 and 10 minutes here and there on each, where you can shave that off if something comes up that you have to deal with. So on the note, of helping people, years ago, I was walking out of the Altamont Mall, and there was a girl with this child in a stroller, and the child was obviously too big to be in a stroller. Physically, he was larger. He should not have been in a stroller at that size. So initially, and I might feel a little bad about this. Initially, my thought was, lazy bee, that kid, get him out of the damn stroller, make him walk. He's way too big to be shoveling around in a baby stroller. Okay, this kid's, she's not doing her job as a mother, was basically my thing. He shouldn't even be a stroller for a child that size. He should be up and walking, that somebody's being lazy. And that was my first thought. And as I'm walking by her, I could see in her eyes there was a pain. And I turned around and walked back. And, once I got closer, it was apparent that, he had some special needs, which was not visibly apparent from, initially. It just looked like, nobody cared to tell him, get off your butt and move. So I knelt down next to them and I said to her, don't ever give up on him. I said, he's destined for greatness. And you just keep on keeping on, because he will continue to grow as long as you continue to teach and as long as you continue to help him know that he's destined for greatness. And she looked up at me and, you could tell she was on the verge of tears, but she was like, nobody's ever put it that way, but I've always known that he's special and he will, he's got some things we're going to have to overcome. But wow. Thank you for seeing that, because I always thought I was the only person. I said, no, you take that belief and you run with it. I said, he is destined for greatness. And I just walked off. But the lifting of that heavy pain off of this girl's shoulders from just saying something, I don't know how that changed the young man's destiny, but I will guarantee you it changed how she parented him, which I'm sure will change his destiny. But the thing is sometimes that's the best thing you could do. I could have walked up and gone, here's a $20 bill. I know you're probably struggling. I don't know that. She could have been a millionaire, but still been in pain, or ignored it. But, that wouldn't, walking up and giving somebody a $20 bill and hoping that's going to help them would not have done the same thing as reaching out and saying something that'll stimulate somebody to be more, grow more, or do something to help themselves, which down the road will probably help them to help somebody else. This is really the basis of why I've created this series and these shows, is to get a movement to just make everybody's life a little bit better and help them to make somebody else's life a little bit better. If we had more of that, we'd have a whole lot less tension. We'd have a whole lot less poverty by teaching people. There's the old saying, you can feed somebody a meal and they won't be hungry today. You can teach them to farm and they'll never be hungry. That's something, I think I might have been a little paraphrasing on that, but it's so true. You can do something for somebody to help them today by enabling, or you can give them the knowledge. Get it? Give them. That means all of us. The knowledge, like I'm imparting some knowledge and some teaching to you guys. It's not that you don't know things or that anybody's dumb or unmotivated or any of that, or that I'm any smarter than you. I've made some distinctions. I've learned some cool things that have helped me to help a lot of other people. So why not share them? If it helps you, that's great. If it turned your whole life around, that's even better. If something I say really sets that motion to where you go, oh my God, if I just putting this into practice, it changed my whole life for the better. Wow. Or even if you just say, wow, just a couple distinctions I learned from you, Coach, made each day just a little bit better. Okay. Little bit, total shift, whatever it is, it's for the better. I'm not going to teach you something that's going to hurt you, harm you, make it worse, make you worse. I want to teach you stuff that's going to make it better for you, everybody else, and me too. So, Coach Lew, love you guys. Live with energy, faith, passion, and always live your dreams. Make sure you check out the live video and the full training here. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.